Good afternoon, and welcome to our fall College Council meeting of the SUNY Polytechnic Institute. So I'm Roanne DeStito. I'm the College Council Chair. I'd like to go around the room. So I don't know, Alicia, you're next to me, so I'll go that way. And then Andrea and Andy, I'm going to go the way I see it, okay? So please introduce yourselves and just give us a little bit of, because I think there's some new people here. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Thanks, Roanne. Sorry, I am Alicia Foster. I'm the Associate Provost for Enrollment Management, and I report up through Andy. And joining today just to give a couple slides update about our enrollment this fall.
And we're excited about that. Thank you. Andrea?
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Legata, Vice President of Institutional Advancement here at SUNY Poly.
Hi, everybody. Andy Russell, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs.
Babak Alat?
Hi there. Babak Elahi, Dean of Arts and Sciences, started middle of July, most recently from Kettering University in Michigan. Glad to be joining my colleagues here at SUNY Poly.
Welcome to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We look forward to working with you. Diana?
I'm Diana DePrimo, and I am the Executive Assistant here in the Office of the President.
Thank you, Diana. Doing a great job, too. Thank you. Keith?
Hi, everyone. Keith Levatino, College Council member.
Mark?
Hi, folks. Good afternoon. Which Mark?
Oh, Mark Kittleson. I'm sorry, Mark. Sorry.
We look alike, so it's hard to you know.
You do. I can't tell you.
We both have glasses. So, I'm Mark Kittleson. I'm the Dean of the College of Health Sciences.
Yes, absolutely. Sorry, Mark. Sorry.
That's okay.
Say it again. I'm sorry.
I'm the Dean of the College of Health Sciences.
Oh. Welcome to you too, Mark. Dr. Mark Montgomery.
Good afternoon, people. Doc Montgomery, Interim Vice President for Student Affairs and DEIB. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Mary Ellen?
Mary Ellen Burdick. I'm the Vice President for Finance and Administration.
Thank you, Mary Ellen. Michelle?
Hi, everybody. Michelle Kilburn, Vice President of Human Resources.
Ron, we haven't seen you in a while.
Oh, I'm sitting in for Adam McLean. Adam's
Oh,
teaching
okay.
again, so I'm the parliamentarian. So I really shouldn't have much to say, but I'm the old fossil in the room. I guess I'm the senior faculty member. This is my 52nd year. I go back before the building was built.
Oh my God. So do I. So do
I've got pictures with you in your assembly office. They turned up when we were packing for a construction project. Yeah. Good to see you again, Roanne.
Good to see you too, Ron. Susan?
Susan Head. I'm the Vice President for Research, Finance, and Business Affairs.
It's good to have you on board. Wayne?
Good afternoon, everyone. Wayne Westervelt, Chief of Staff and Vice President for External Relations.
Thank you, Wayne. And our president?
Hi, everyone. Wally Sabuyejo. Great to be here.
That's fine. We're good. Okay, so you received the minutes. I'm not sure we can vote on them, so we may have to delay that vote for the minutes when we have a quorum at our next meeting. But if everyone has reviewed them, if you have any questions or concerns or any corrections, we could do that, and then we could amend them and vote at our next meeting, unless before we end, Bill Thixton joins us. So does anybody have any questions? You received them. Does anybody have any comments? If not, I'm just gonna have to go on to the next. Any questions? No. Okay. Okay, so we will go to the president's report, please.
Thanks, Roanne. Diana, could you
Thank
please?
you.
So it's a pleasure to really have this opportunity to give the report of our activities as a campus and some of the highlights of what's been happening here at SUNY Poly. I'd like to begin, and if you please go to the next slide, by saying that it's been really exciting to welcome our largest class ever at SUNY Poly. And
Congratulations.
great kudos goes to our enrollment team with Alicia Foster, Andy, and the whole team really for an amazing effort that really pulled in all of SUNY Poly to record a class with 800 students, undergraduate students and graduate students, which makes the largest ever class in the history of SUNY Poly. This eclipses the previous record of 779 and reflects just tremendous effort on the part of everybody in the institution to bring together, not just our first year class, but also transfer students and a few students from the SUNY Poly in Prison program that actually took us over 800 mark. So this is great times, and it's also part of a number of other areas of good news that we have received in the past few months. As you know, we are accredited by Middle States, and a really strong effort on the part of the campus, led by Carly Phipps and Andy and many others, resulted in our Middle States accreditation or reaccreditation through 2032-33. And I would say almost every part of that, please go back, every part of that was really good measures of success for SUNY Poly. We got reaccredited also by the AACSB, which is the accreditation body for business colleges. And this is one of the most stringent accreditations worldwide, where only 6% the colleges worldwide have this distinction. So congratulations to Rafael Romero and the team in business. And thanks to all of our faculty that work so hard to contribute to these successful efforts. Next, please. Now, in terms of rankings, one of the important bits of recognition that we've had has been the reception of the First Gen Forward Network recognition for commitment to First Gen students. First Gen students, by the way, still constitute a significant fraction of our students, and it's great to see the role that we play in taking those First Gen students and giving them opportunities for success. We also made the Forbes' 2026 America's Top Colleges list, and we were named to Phi Theta Kappa for transfer honor roll, an accolade that's awarded to top 25% of four-year institutions that excel in transfer of students in terms of support and success. And by the way, one of the metrics that I've noticed is that for our EOP program and many of our programs of that type, we have more than 90% success rate. More than 90% success rate.
That says a lot. That's great.
End of the first year. And so lots and lots of recognition, I think, for the group efforts of our staff, our faculty, of our community, and our commitment to the success of all students. Next, please. And in the past few months, we've been really blessed, really, to see the results of many years of efforts to get support from Wolfspeed. And so this year we've appointed 2 Wolfspeed professors, Dr. Mohammed Jazim Uddin, who joined us a few months ago, and Dr. Bongmuk Lee, who's been with SUNY Poly for a number of years. Both of them very distinguished scholars and researchers in the field of semiconductor processing and semiconductor devices. And they really bring to us the kind of world-class strength that we need to really support the industry in this area of great importance to our region. And so we're showing here the official ceremony when this was announced, with representatives of Wolfspeed and SUNY Poly here to celebrate with Dr. Zudin and Dr. Bongmukli. Next, please. Now, as you know, in the past few months, we've introduced 10 centers that were funded by the university through funds provided by the SUNY system. These centers are already contributing to our prominence in research or emergence in research. This year, we announced 4 new centers to really engage in cutting-edge research. One of these is led by Dr. Abdullah Eroglu, who's our Dean of Engineering, focusing on applied electromagnetics and radio frequency circuits. The second is led by Dr. Badr, looking at cybersecurity research and innovation. The third led by Yazim Uddin, our Wolfspeed professor, looking at intelligent manufacturing and AI-driven adaptive systems. And then the fourth led by Dr. Sarah Nu, who joined us from Hong Kong, who's looking at nature-inspired engineering and already is leading a number of our efforts in the biomedical engineering arena. So with these 4 new centers, that brings to 14 the number of centers, and some of these centers awarded in the early stages are already receiving federal grants of up to $5 million. So it just shows the importance of our strategic approach to interdisciplinary research, and we look forward to sharing more on this with you in the future. Next, please. Now, one of the major initiatives that we're introducing this year is this whole concept of AI for all. And so this focuses on curriculum, research, and innovation, and workforce development. We recognize that in this era of the 4th Industrial Revolution, the whole area of AI is one that starts young. And so we're looking at engaging faculty, students, industry, and global partners in efforts that reach down to K through 12, also reach up to workforce development, as well as interdisciplinary research and global engagement. And the leaders of our AIX Center, Dr. Schneider and Bill Thistleton, have already sort of done a great job here locally in the region, but they're also reaching out to partners in Africa with whom they're collaborating on the co-development of AI courses and already working towards the creation of an AIX workbench. Next, please. As part of this effort in developing the themes for AI for all, we're working on curricula for AI education across disciplines. The idea is for every SUNY Poly student to have a basic foundation and preparation in AI for life, to have the literacy, the understanding of the ethics required for critical engagement of AI and real-world problem solving. We're also engaging each of the colleges to look at AI for each college, AI for engineering, AI for arts and sciences, AI for business, and AI for health sciences, and introducing this into the structure of how we educate our students of today and tomorrow. Then in the area of workforce development, our expert faculty are working with industry partners on professional development workshops, public seminars, and industry-specific credentialing that will allow AI credentials to be offered to the area. Why does this matter? We recognize that AI is already producing the kind of collaborative impact that we want to have, and we want to use this to support our students and faculty, K-12 learners, industry and professional partners, and global academic collaborators. So more to come on this special effort, which is really a campus-wide effort to place us at the center of innovation in our region. Next, please. In terms of the strategic plan, we're making significant progress in our strategic plan, which focuses on elevating the impact of SUNY Poly on our region and beyond. And this year, we've decided to create a structure for guiding the development of our 4 pillars and our efforts along our 4 pillars. So we have the vice presidents in charge of each of the pillars, now being the ones that are responsible for reporting our progress to a team of a monitoring and evaluation group. And so in the coming few days, we'll have the first report by Pillar 2, led by Wayne Westerville, looking at our external partnerships and branding efforts. They will be reporting out on September 23rd. Pillar 4, looking at academic excellence, led by Andy Russell, will be reporting out on their efforts on September 25th. And Pillar 3, led by Mary Ellen Burdick, will be reporting out on October 6th. And then Pillar 1 on student success, led by Mark Montgomery and supported by Andrea Lagada, will be reporting out on October 8th. I will be attending each of these meetings, and we would be taking feedback in ways that will guide how we continuously monitor and support our implementation of our strategic plan. Further details will be presented at the President's Town Hall. Next, please. In terms of campus infrastructure, lots of tremendous progress going on with the renovation of the campus center and the Kinsella wing. I don't know if Mary Ellen is with us, but Mary Ellen, are you here?
I am.
Could you please say a few words about the work on the campus center?
Sure. It's going right on schedule. We are set to open the first phase, which is the gymnasium that will be open in October for practices in the first game of basketball. And then we are on time. The rest of the building should open on June of 2026. And everything's going great. We're in the middle of picking out furniture.
That's great.
Gonna look great.
Where did we place the geothermal well system? Right beside it, or?
Yeah, and we're under the parking lot.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Good. And then in the case of the Kinsella wing, the design is near completion. Unfortunately, construction funding was not approved for 2025, but we will be reapplying for 2026 and hoping to get that funding that we need to finish the whole project. Next, please. In terms of engaging with local and state and government officials, we've had significant interactions at the local level. We're showing here interactions with the Utica schools, school district. We also have had significant efforts with SUNY government relation folks visiting us here at SUNY Poly. New York Creates, whom we visited, and I have to say that it really felt like two sets of long lost cousins come together when the team from SUNY Poly visited the New York Creates team in Albany a few months ago. And outcomes from that have been quite significant in terms of how we're now working closely with Paul Kelly and the New York Creates team in so many constructive ways to help build the college's efforts in semiconductor development as well as other areas of interest. And then Assemblyman Brian Miller, who represents a district adjacent to us, has shown tremendous interest in us in the last few years. And we invited him to campus to see our robots, talking with John Knight and really enjoying seeing how we're providing hands-on interactions for our students. And then also more recently, we've had visits by John Mannion to campus. John is already serving as a champion for us in many of our efforts to obtain support from the government. Wayne, do you want to say a few words here?
Sure, thanks, Wally. I mean, these are just a few examples. Many of us, the president, Vice President Mike Carpenter, myself, really all members of the leadership team have really been engaging with our elected officials. You don't see Assemblywoman Buttonshun on here, but we're constantly meeting with her. We're engaging with state offices like ESD, Mohawk Valley Edge regionally. I'm probably in touch with the governor's office on a weekly basis on various initiatives in consultation with SUNY. So, yeah, this just really shines the light on how committed the entire institution is to grow our partnerships both in government but in the community as well.
Thank you, Wayne. Next, please. So with the growing importance of workforce and workforce development, we decided to establish a new Office of Workforce Development that is being led by Erica Schultz and positioned in Wayne's area. This is a newly created office that will build strategic partnerships with industry and community stakeholders, support career services for students, expand workforce development training and certification programs, and enhance pre-collegiate outreach to K through 12 and regions around us, focusing on STEM and emerging career pathways. And so folks like Mike Badalato, John Reed, and Erica Schultz are the initial staff in this office. And we're really looking to build the workforce from K through 12 through collegiate levels of K through 12 to really build the strengths of the workforce that we need in the region. This is an effort that we're really embarking upon collaboratively with the other institutions in the region to develop the critical mass of really well-prepared workforce that we need for the development of our region. Next, please. Then, in terms of partnerships, we wanted to highlight this partnership that we have with the Community Foundation, which has really been strengthened in the past year. So during the last summer, we had an outreach to the Cornhill District, really developing K through 12 programming, leveraging STEM, robotics, and those kinds of exciting drone-type tools that excite young folks. I'll be honest with you, before the program, I was excited about this, but I didn't realize just how excited the kids were going to become by the kind of work that went on over the summer. And so, Mark, do you want to say a few words here, Mark Montgomery, about some of this experience and some of the partners that we've developed in support of this effort?
Sure, and I'll expand on that in just a couple of minutes, but specifically our emerging partners moving forward with this outreach are, of course, the Community Foundation, Rome City School District, Utica City School District, Mohawk Valley Community Action, and several other agencies of partners across the Mohawk Valley. And certainly our community leaders, those who represent different students, especially those who are underserved and are underrepresented in areas like STEM, are all coming together to collaborate to move these initiatives forward.
Thank you, Mark.
Wally, I'll comment. We just had a executive committee meeting, and they spoke very highly at the Community Foundation with regard to the work that you did in the Impact Center. They were very pleased that SUNY Poly was the first school to really work with the students, and they were very excited. The students really did benefit quite a bit this summer from the programming. So it was commented by all the staff.
Thanks, Roanne. And the folks at the Community Foundation have already invited us to present a proposal for some further work going through the academic year into next summer. So we're very excited about this opportunity to share with the community, and we hope to build on this in the near future as well. Next, please. So one of the interesting aspects of our experience in the past year has been sort of to be part of a SUNY-wide effort in a SUNY global initiative of which Africa is a part. And so in the past year, we've had the opportunity to have teams of researchers and staff and vice presidents travel to Africa. We went first to Ghana and then more recently to Rwanda and Kenya. I was pleased to have Wayne Westerveld as a friend travel to Africa. Wayne, I have to say, was like a brother from another mother, and he was well loved, I have to tell you, by so many of the government officials and folks that we met. the main thing that's coming out of this is that we're really building relationships that will enable us to recruit students from a number of these countries in Kenya, Rwanda, Ghana. We're also building relationships that are enabling our research. I have to tell you, one of the people who's had a major impact on our AI research in the past year has been a scientist that's come from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in Ghana, who really has strengthened our AI capabilities quite tremendously. So these collaborations have also received attention of ministers and ambassadors from Rwanda and Kenya, and are really bringing greater prominence to our institution. And then the last part is the U.S. Embassy in both Kenya and Rwanda has been just tremendous, as well as the U.S. Embassy in Ghana, in agreeing to help to really support our own activities in those countries, as well as enable the visa applications for students that are admitted for study at SUNY Poly. So more to come, but it's important to realize this is part of a SUNY Global initiative in which we're really looking forward to really expanding the footprint of our university globally. Next, please. And just to highlight this, I just want to point out that there's a larger SUNY global effort, but we have a SUNY Poly global effort in which we're really building the support for study abroad programs and global projects that give our students exposure to problem solving at the global, local level. So more to come on this, but this is an area of great interest where we're hoping to expand to Europe, Australasia, Latin America, and Africa as part of how we expand the footprint of SUNY Poly, and also part of how we increase our impact across the world. Next, please. So in terms of upcoming events, we're excited about this weekend, which is, of course, Wildcat Homecoming Weekend. We'll be welcoming the class of 1975 and starting off a competition between all classes to see how they can compete to better support SUNY Poly. We have the Athletics Hall of Fame induction ceremony going on, adding new members, some tremendous new athletes that are being added to the Hall of Fame. We have the Wildcat Fest on September 20th, and lots of activities that are available.
That's great.
Andrea, do you want to say anything about this before we move on?
Sure. So if you're interested in attending any of the events, it's not too late. I think the RSVP button has closed down, but you're certainly welcome to come and join us. We've got activities for all ages. It starts tomorrow and runs through the end of the day on Saturday. So if you're thinking of being outside on Saturday, it's going to be a beautiful day. We've got a lot planned, and ending the night with fireworks over campus.
It's great. Thank you, Andrea. Next, please. So part of what we're doing this year is to highlight different areas of SUNY Poly in which we're building excellence and trying to present the major efforts that are going on across the institution. So this week is actually Business Week, where the College of Business has been really showcasing its strengths in so many different ways and what it brings to SUNY Poly. We've had talks by really many great speakers, including Alicia Dix of the Community Foundation, who spoke to us yesterday and really brought the real world to our students, to our faculty, to our community. In October, we have Research and Innovation Week, which is also promising to be a very special week to highlight the kinds of advances that SUNY Poly is making in the areas of research and innovation. And then in November, we have Health Sciences Week, where Mark Kittleson and his team are really getting ready to showcase all the excellence that's going on in the College of Health Sciences, which recently introduced a new School of Nursing in addition to the areas of applied health sciences that are covered in the school. And then next spring, we have Engineering Week, where the engineering school will showcase its strengths in many different ways. And we also have Arts and Sciences Week in March, right, Babak Elahi and his team, will really showcase all the exciting things that are going on at SUNY Poly. So we hope through this academic year, we really get to showcase and highlight all the special things that are going on in all our colleges, and also SUNY Poly's rise as a school where research is gaining increasing priority and increasing impact. Next, please.
Could I just say something before we go on?
Go back.
I would encourage, and I'm going to have Diana send something out with all of these weeks. I would encourage some of our college council members to participate in the business week is pretty much over with, but the next few weeks I really would like this to go out as an email and encourage our college council members to participate in one or two events, just to get to know the students first and foremost, the academic support that they're getting, and our leadership, during these weeks. I think the talks, the just a lot of the things that are going on, I think our college council members will benefit from it and be better prepared to move forward as college council members. Thank you.
Thanks, Ryan. And during this week of Business Week, it's just been tremendous, the full slate of events in terms of talks, panels, field trips for students, lots and lots of activities that have really showcased the strengths of our College of Business. And as we come to the end of this, tonight we have Kevin Owens from NICE-Tech, who will be our guest speaker. And we've had just a tremendous slate of speakers that have inspired our students, faculty, and our staff in so many different ways. Next, please. So this week culminates ultimately in the launch of the NICE-Tech Business Center of Excellence. This has been just a joy for us to work on, to really bring together, through the support of many stakeholders, the funds required to really transform SUNY Poly to a place that leverages business, especially applications of AI to trading, fintech, innovation, entrepreneurship, and the development of a business mindset, as well as business ethics, into this center that's been made possible through the generous contributions of a number of folks. We're grateful to NICE-Tech for a $500,000 pledge. That was a major part of getting this going. Steve and Gina Suresh, who are co-chairs of the campaign, and gifts by many different folks. And Andrea, would you please just highlight some of these efforts?
Sure. So we've also received funding from alum Greg and Mary Rose Rabb, the Community Foundation, M&T Bank Partners Trust, Charitable Fund, the Robert Ablett Memorial Fund through the Community Foundation, Community Investment Fund, Senator James H. Donovan Memorial Fund, Jerry and Donna Donovan, First Source Federal Credit Union, and the Joseph Aselta Charitable Trust through Lou Leogrand. He's a foundation board member.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're grateful to all of these generous donors for making this possible. And I have to say, it's really a tremendous space that's been created. I just walked through the space a day or two ago, and seeing all the computers and all the fancy AI-based software and all that, I have to say the reality is much, much better than I could have ever imagined. So we're truly grateful, and we look forward to the tremendous work that will go on in this place, that will support not only students at SUNY Poly, but folks from the community that we hope to connect to this activity. And so with that, I'd like to hand over to Andy Russell and Alicia Foster, who will tell us a little bit more about enrollment and the impacts of the work, the great work that they've been doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Wally.
So I'm going to take the floor for just a second, and with gratitude and appreciation for the work that Alicia and her team have done, especially over the last year, turn over to her to share details about the good news for enrollment.
Thank you, Andy. As President Shoviejo kicked off today to really talk about this milestone fall 25 enrollment that we had, so just to kind of go a little bit deeper with that. So our first year enrollment was 457 compared to 373 last fall. That's a 22% increase, and we were the third highest first year growth in SUNY. A lot of hard work has gone into this over the years. I thank leadership for their support. There was a lot of resources given to us, and a lot of things came into place that really helped make us successful. So really excited about the first year growth. Transfer admissions was 343 students compared to 338 last fall. That's a 1% increase. When we look over 2 years, so from 23 to 25, we have a 30% increase in transfer admissions. So throughout this cycle, we were preparing to not have an increase this fall because we had such a large increase last fall. And applications at community colleges have dipped. And so, we were really uncertain if we would see that type of an increase. But we've done a lot with our Path to Poly transfer, just putting some new motivated interest in those areas and working with transfer students. And so even though applications were lagging a little bit, we did really well with the yield of those students. And, one of the things that draws students to SUNY Poly is that small campus feel, that personal touch, and that's something that not just my staff in enrollment and admissions offers, but on through, the entire institution, our staff in other areas and student affairs, and our faculty as well. So it takes a village. It takes the whole campus to come away with these strong numbers. Graduate was an area that we certainly struggled in. We had 206 deposits compared to 245 last year. This is predominantly international. We are not alone in this. This was struggles across the country, not just in New York. We had about a dozen or so visa denials. We heard from many students that they struggled getting visa interviews. And if you look at, where we're at right now with our political climate in the United States, we were down in applications through the whole cycle. When you look again, like I said, this is not unique to us. This is across the country. Sources are saying that since COVID, that visa denials have increased by almost double. So certainly, an area that we're going to continue to build those relationships, as President Shoviejo referred to, connecting with U.S. embassies and making those personal connections is certainly a strategy that we have. And diversifying the countries that we're looking at and recruiting from is something that we'll continue to expand on. And then exciting, our total enrollment, we saw a 6% increase compared to last fall, 2,905 students. So that's across new deposits as well as our continuing returning. That's undergrad and graduate all together. We work with SUNY with goals and what we're looking to achieve each year, and we exceeded the goal that was given at the beginning of this cycle of 2,829. Again, this was something that myself and my team were just, watching and looking at and partnering with our academic advisement office to work with continuing returning students to make sure that they're getting the resources and the advisement that they need to persist through our program. I was checking numbers, checking data every day, and it felt funny walking in Tuesday because our census was Monday, and I'm like, I don't have to pull the FTE report today and check and see how many students might have dropped. But in addition to, the exciting enrollment numbers, I'm happy to report on retention as well. And so again, this is another area that it takes everybody. It's not just, the advising teams, it's not admissions, it's everybody across campus. Our first year retention rate went up to 81%. The last 2 years we were at 69%. So we've put a lot of initiatives into place with hiring staff, changing our advising model, and we're really in our infancy with some of this. So really excited to start to already see positive trends in this area. Next slide. So as much as I would love to continue to just bask in the successes of Fall 25, in enrollment, we have to quickly turn the page. And so while we were still seating our class and putting all the fine touches on those final numbers, we were plotting and planning for what our future is. And this slide is almost intentionally busy to look at because that's what it's like, right? So we have a lot planned for fall and spring. Fall is really heavy for recruitment, and we recruit for both our spring 26 class as well as our fall 26 class. And then spring, we really shift gears, and that's all about yield. It's all about working with these students through the enrollment process and hoping that they will want to deposit with us and enroll with us in the end. We've done a lot of changes over the past few years in how and what events we offer, and we have found that staying true to that small campus feel really resonates with our prospective students and prospective families. And so you'll see a lot of shadow days in our spring. This was originally a program called No One Be One that was funded through a grant in engineering where a student gets to walk like a wildcat for the day. So come to campus and be with a student, go to classes, but go and hang out in the student center, shoot pool. Today there's live music outside, really just take in all that campus has to offer. And we receive such positive feedback about these types of events, and the data showed that if a student was able to come here and really experience all that we had to offer, those were the students that wanted to attend. And so we expanded that last year beyond just engineering, and we are now offering shadow days for all of our majors. And so we used to do 3 accepted student days, so we reduced one of the accepted student days to pepper in more of these shadow days. So we're really excited about how that schedule is firming up for next year. Next slide. So just some general updates in enrollment management. Spring 26, our decisions for transfer students launched this week. They did launch on Monday. This is the earliest we have ever been able to launch spring decisions, and we're really excited about that. Usually it's another 3 weeks from now. There's a lot of pre-planning that goes in place. Once you're ready to launch a decision, you have to know what their orientation dates are, what their steps are for getting advised for classes, what they need to do as far as their health requirements. So it's a lot of collaboration across campus. And a lot that falls on my enrollment marketing team to be able to make sure everything's in place for this to be really a seamless launch. And so really excited with the updates that have happened to allow us to start to do these decisions earlier. In an enrollment world, it's really important. Sometimes these types of students are transfer students. There's data that shows that they're oftentimes going to go to the first school that admits them. So if they've applied to multiple schools, the first one who says, hey, you're in, they're likely to go in that direction. So us being able to speed up that timeline could be a huge success for us. Fall 26 travel has started. The admissions counselors started this past weekend, so they'll be hitting high schools, they'll be hitting college fairs. We predominantly travel all across New York State, but there is some out-of-state travel as well. Enrollment management staffing as a whole, something that I'm really proud of is how well we did this fall, and the entire cycle we were below staff. We constantly filling somebody who either left the institution or were promoted to a different position. So there was a lot of moving parts. So undergraduate admissions, last bullet point, is finally fully staffed. So we're really excited. It feels like the first time in years that we will be hitting fall recruitment with an entire staff in place. Our enrollment communications and marketing is a one-person office, and we are now able to hire a new person under my associate director. And so an offer was made, I believe, yesterday and accepted. So very excited about that. We have a financial aid advisor opening right now, and that is under interview stage. They've already brought in a couple candidates, so hoping we will wrap that up within a few weeks. And then our administrative assistant in graduate admissions recently left to go to another state institution for a promotion. And so that search has started with canvassing. But really excited about undergrad admissions being fully staffed. And then collaborating and working closely with our university marketing team to do a fall campaign. This is predominantly a digital campaign, so we work really closely with Wayne's team, and that is launching this week. And so we're excited to have all of that in place. We have landing pages and just marketing out there that will start to field the different inquiries that come in that way. And that's it for me. Andy.
If I get the final word to talk about some of the plans that we've made and are beginning to execute on to help our students persist and succeed. So this really has two parts. The first is the expansion of our ACE program. As we've reported in the past, this is a program initiated by the Chancellor and his team about a year and a half ago. Thanks to the success of the program, we've been granted funds to support additional students. So we now have 250 students in the ACE program with a wait list, and we've been able to hire a second full-time advisor in order to support the students in the program. So the program has a director as well as 2 advisors now. Inspired in part by the success of ACE and by the leadership of our Director of Student Academic Success, her name is Andrea Hemrick. We've also launched a new advising model called STAR, which is an acronym for Student Advising Resources. The idea behind this program is to hire professional advisors who can complement faculty advisors and to support students with an extra point of contact to help them with things like registering for classes, seeking support for what they can do for extracurriculars, all kinds of things that in some cases our faculty advisors aren't well equipped to do. So each student, when they go into their DegreeWorks interface, will see 2 advisors, their faculty advisor and either their ACE or STAR or EOP advisor. So we're really excited about this model. It provides multiple touch points for students and all aligned with the Chancellor's goal to improve retention and completion rates across the system. So we're really pleased that we'll be holding a press conference to celebrate both initiatives. That's the morning of September 29th, a little more than a week away, in the Kion Library. Part of the changes that we've made over the past year is to centralize advising. So Kion is a one-stop shop for student advisement. That's where our ACE, STAR, and EOP advisors all sit in the library. So we're going to be really pleased to celebrate their success and anticipate further returns on the investments made by SUNY and the campus to improve student retention and persistence.
That's great. Thank you, Andy.
Oh, final slide. Really pleased to announce new leadership in academic affairs. So at the beginning, you heard briefly from Babak Elahi, who is our new dean in the College of Arts and Sciences. I'm also really pleased, more than I can express, to share news that Carly Phipps has been appointed Associate Provost for Academic Affairs. Carly's been here for a good couple of decades, serving in multiple roles on the faculty, department chair, and interim dean, as well as dedicating a lot of time to shared governance. So Carly's working to advance a number of initiatives coming out of the Office of the Provost to support transfer students, graduate students, policy development, new program development at the undergraduate and graduate levels, and any number of other things that if you know Carly, you know she does exceptionally well. So really pleased to have these 2 join as members of the team.
Congratulations. Great.
Thank you.
Okay. Are we going to student affairs, student activities update with Dr. Mark Montgomery?
Posting, good afternoon, and thank you for taking a few minutes of your time for this inaugural report out. So I sent a little note out to the team and asked them, what would you like the College Council to know? So I'm going to be fusing some direct quotes from some of the team members. And also this report out will be kind of a combination between student affairs and the Office of DEIB. Jennifer George she is our Assistant Dean of Students, wanted to convey congratulations to her area specific to the Poly Pantry. I do not know the frequency of this, but the Poly Pantry passed its recent inspection. So I want to congratulate them on doing that. And I'm not sure, again, of the frequency of that, but that's pretty important, especially for service to our students. If you're hearing a common theme from this call today, we are really being intentional here at SUNY Poly, not just to reach students who are here, but also those who are in our local community. And one of the things that I can say that I've never heard of taking place in the collegiate atmosphere is not just through an administrative lens and student affairs lens, but certainly from a CDO lens, is getting out across the campus community to meet faculty, staff, and students, primarily our students where they are. And we call those our mobile office hours. I started those under the Chief Diversity role. I know you probably can't see this, but want to give a little plug to Wendy Lansing. So as we travel across the campus, students are encouraged to stop by, say hi, introduce themselves, we get to know each other, have some food, and just to feel like they're in a place that is intentionally welcoming. And not just that, but we want to send a message that, the theme across our campus is making sure that everybody is valued, seen, and heard, and that everybody is welcome, all perspectives and from what they bring in our communities. Really robust results to the point where we are actually increasing the frequency of which these are taking place. As you heard, the numbers are really up at Poly, and one of the consequences of that is we have to be able to serve our students. Timing is everything. We now have a very strong and robust Center for Student Involvement, which is chaired by Kathy Artigiani, who also serves as our Title IX lead here at the college. And I made a note that she's leading one of the most robust multicultural student interactions I've ever seen, and I'm a very proud alumnus of this institution. This office has been very intentional with partnering across the campus community, certainly with DEIB, athletics, Res Life. But one of the things you need to know is outside of an incredible number of students who are coming to SUNY Poly, but what they're bringing with them. For some reason, this particular class, they are not coming in and just studying. They are coming in and they are making noise. And what I mean by noise is they're meeting each other. They're meeting us. They are not shy, and they are not shy about meeting each other. This is really a stark difference from many classes who have come before them. Trying to figure out why that is. Can't seem to, but just enjoying that journey that they are not shy. It really is. It's really an exciting time to be here. As Wally and some others alluded to, this upcoming weekend is our homecoming weekend. I want to give a shout out to Andrea Legata and her team, specifically Mike Aiello, and they have put together one heck of a lift. And also want to echo what others are saying. Love to see you here. Love to have you enjoy what people are working so hard to make sure that our campus community is not just robust for us, but those who are stopping by to say hello. As Wally mentioned, we are really being intentional with our extensional collaborations with our K-12 partners. And really want to say thank you because without his leadership and without his passion for making sure that people who may or may not have the opportunity to know that SUNY Poly exists, to know anything about STEM, to know anything about advanced manufacturing, and may never have access. He's making sure that this is being done through our partnership with the Community Foundation and the Cornhill Impact Center, and in partnership with places like Mohawk Valley Community College. Our Spotlight series is becoming one of the most robust vehicles for engaging our community, along with our strategic partners, especially those who represent populations that are underserved and underseen. So I want to give John Reed a tremendous plug, especially for our inaugural summer program that Wally alluded to. We have been really thankful to partner with a person by the name of Melissa Cisco representing Rome School District, and some people through Hillside who are representing our students from Utica City Schools. Finally have a pathway to bring these students to campus. Ran an inaugural test this summer and had rave reviews to the point where the students want to know when is the next one. So part of our vision, part of our list is to make sure that we not just do a one and done through summer, but to find pathways to move this such that it is ongoing throughout the academic year. Much more to come on that, but that is something that you need to know that is currently in play. We are a very strong partner with the ACE program, not just through a DEIB, but also through student affairs, because we are intentional when it comes to making sure that these students are valued, seen, and heard, and are also supported through their connectivity in the campus community. I too want to echo what Andy noted. Andrea Hemrick is doing an amazing job with that program and certainly deserves a pat on the back as we bring in over 250 students this year. Let's see, one of the flagship, I'm going to call it one of the flagships event here at Silly Poly that I'm extremely proud of that we are working on and ramping up is our annual Empowerment Symposium. This started as a real brief vision in partnership with Mohawk Valley Community College. It is designed to bring not just a light to our local partners and businesses and educational institutions, but it has blossomed into a collaboration between MVCC, Herkimer, Morrisville, and of course the lead in this is SUNY Poly. For the first 2 years, we averaged roughly 55 to 60 some odd people. Last year, we exceeded our capacity by 19%. And the weather took care of about 30 people, but we still were able to have a full room. We anticipate this to be another full room this year, which is a great problem to have. I mentioned this because the theme of this year is valued, seen, and heard. Just want to give a compliment to the team that is organizing this, but also want to extend a welcome to the College Council. It's really important for you to know this is an invitation-only event. It is not a walk-in. So if you are interested in attending, please reach out to me as soon as you possibly can. Because we are getting to the point now where our RSVPs are responding, and then any remaining seats will be filled. Love to have you here. And again, this year is also in partnership with Utica and rural school districts, which we are really proud of. Some updates from the orientation side. Here's a quote. This summer, we welcomed our first year and transfer students through 5 drive-in orientation programs, culminating in Welcome Weekend just before classes began. We also launched a revised online pre-orientation program that all incoming students completed in advance. This allowed us to dedicate Welcome Weekend to more interactive community and engaging opportunities rather than back-to-back sessions. Some updates from the residential life side. This fall, as you heard, we were proud to have over 900 residential students, our largest number since before COVID. We also introduced a new focus interest living learning community in Hilltop, centered on health, sports, and athletics. We also have some updates from community standards. In response to the Stop Campus Hazing Act, we have implemented a new campus hazing policy in collaboration with SUNY Office of General Counsel. This policy includes requirements for educational programming and training. As a part of this effort, all incoming students participated in sessions during orientation, which covered bystander intervention, hazing prevention, Title IX, Title VI, and New York State 129B. To wrap up this, athletics, some reports from John have presented on a path to partnering with academics to build out majors consistent with athletic interest, with a partnership benefiting athletic facility growth. They're using analytics and athletics from data gathered by our athletes and studied by our students. They've been partnering with Career Services to bring in financial literacy speakers from a local credit union to give our athletes and hopefully the student body as it expands some basic tools and understanding of common financial situations. The Campus Center, as you have heard, is slated to open around October 10th for basketball to begin practicing, with offices and other athletic areas only weeks behind. They are planning to have a celebration for the new space once fully completed, likely sometime in the spring semester. Well, I also want to, as a sidebar, give kudos to John and his team. John is doing some amazing work up in athletics this year and really deserves a real big thank you. As Wally noted, tomorrow night we have our Hall of Fame banquet. Looking forward to that. And to close, once again, just want to encourage everyone to take the time to not only support our students here at SUNY Poly, but our student athletes, who are a very robust part of our campus community. And those are my updates from Student Affairs and DEIB.
Thank you, Dr. Montgomery. Thank you. Okay, next is Andrea. Is it Andrea? Sorry.
It's okay. I think it's Mary Ellen first.
Mary Ellen, sorry. Money comes first. Sorry, Mary Ellen.
You're
Then
fine.
you.
It's
She's
me
going to
and-
spend the money, Andrea. You can bring it in. Sorry, Mary Ellen.
You're fine. Diana's going to help me with my slides.
Okay.
So when she gets on. And you can go on to the next slide.
Yep.
So I thought I would give you a little history, a little update to where we are for 25-26. So we're starting out with kind of a 3-year history plus this year's budget. I took you back to before SUNY started receiving additional budget funds through the state budget process. So the first line is state support. That's the amount that we get from the state budget through SUNY. And as you can see, 22, 23, 23, 24, it's the same. 24, 25, and 25, 26, it went down. That's due to the funds that we had to transfer to UAlbany to cover the CNSE expenses.
Right.
The pooled offset always stays the same, $929,800. As you see, 24, 25, we did not receive that, and that was due to the UAlbany that went to them last year. Tuition revenue, of course, goes up and down based on our enrollments. We've been pretty flat the last couple of years. This year was a great year, so we anticipate that going up. But this is the amount that we budgeted back in March when we did our initial budgets.
Mm-hmm.
Less the amount that we will anticipate paying out in scholarships. And then in 23-24 is when we first started receiving additional funding. And as you can see in 23-24, we received $1.3 million, and that carries across. We've continued to get that. Last year we got an additional $919,000, and that was for faculty and staff support. And we got that again for 25-26, plus an additional $872,000 this year for faculty and staff support. So that totals $30.5 million. And then below that is the incremental funds. So in the same year, 23-24, out of the state funds that SUNY received, the chancellor determined certain initiatives that he wanted funds to go to support. So we received $16,000 each year for grad student worker fee mitigation. And what that is any grad students who work for us, they get funds back to help cover the fees that we charge them. Food insecurity, that's helping us with our food pantry. We're able to do a lot there, and we've been able to expand it. It's also allowed us to save a little bit in the foundation to use for emergencies or if these funds ever eventually run out. $250,000 each year for mental health support. And so our wellness center controls that, and it's used to increase support for any students that have mental health issues. Students with disability, $250,000, and that's controlled by the Department of Accessibility Services. A lot of that is going to some to PSR for support to the students, but a lot of it is going to things like desks, tables, ramps, all different kinds of things to support our students that have disabilities. Internship opportunities. The first year we received $135,000, and that went 100% to support our CERP program in the summertime. So that's the undergraduate research program that we hold in the summer. Last year we received an additional $100,000 to use towards internships, and we received that again this year. So Mike Battalato in Workforce Development is controlling those funds and using them to help our students get internships, things like businesses that are not-for-profits that might not be able to pay for an intern. This will help them to be able to utilize some of our students in their areas. Research investment, back in 23-24, we received the largest amount of funding for research, and that's because they used the HERD report to determine how much each campus received in that year. The HERD report reports the federal funding that is received from the campuses for research. And because the report is 2 years old, they were using a report that included all of CNSE and New York Creates federal grants. So that boosted us up above everybody. And that's why we received the largest amount. So that amount has carried across, and we've continued to increase it each year. Last year we received an additional $578,000, and this year an additional $725,000 on top of that. So our total incremental funds, so those are restricted funds that can only be spent on those items, is almost $4.8 million. So the total support, so total state support that we are receiving this year is $35.3 million.
Very good.
Diana, go ahead to the next page. So we can't do everything that we do just using the state support that we receive and the tuition dollars that we receive. We do depend on other cash funds coming in. And so back in 2022-23, SUNY did receive a little bit of money from the state budget, not a lot, but it did allow them to give campuses funds to hire brand new faculty and brand new positions that we didn't have before. So we received $967,000, and that allowed us to hire 6 brand new faculty in new positions, and that has carried across each year. New York Creates, we have 9 employees of New York Creates on our payroll, and so we get reimbursed for their salaries through RF grants that they have. So that's the amount that we get reimbursing us for their salaries. We've been doing great with enrollment. This past summer, though, we didn't do quite as well as we have in the past. So a little bit of a reduction there. We had $200,000 less than we did in prior years for summer tuition. Additional tuition over projection. So that's because of the great enrollment numbers that Alicia's team brought in. We anticipate an additional $1 million over what we budgeted from our initial projection back in March. Pools offset over collections is the amount of fringe benefits that we collect. So IFR and DIFR, which is the residence halls, pay fringe benefits on any salaries that are posted there. We have a target that we have to hit to pay the state portion of those benefits, fringe benefits, and anything above and beyond that we get back. So that is been gradually increasing as, of course, the salaries and positions in those areas have increased. So we anticipate receiving about $1.6 million back for 25-26. Staffing and research faculty, kind of like we received on the first page, SUNY Poly has been receiving $500,000 for I don't know how many years it's been, longer than I've been here. Back in 2012, when I was first year, we were receiving it, and we still are. So hopefully that will continue on. JIFR, so JIFR is the residence halls, and we were encouraged by Josh Thager and members of the SUNY system administration to charge some of our salaries to the residence hall. So a portion of my salary, a portion of Wally's salary, a portion of different administrators who do work within the residence halls. So we anticipate charging $875,000 worth of salaries to the residence halls this year. We receive a small amount each year for credit cards. It's like many people, they have credit cards. When we charge things there, we get some money back. So we anticipate that being somewhere around $34,000. IFR reimbursement is RF reimbursements that we receive when a faculty member or anybody gets a research grant or a grant and it covers a part of their salary. we get those funds back to cover their salary or to hire an adjunct to cover a course for a faculty member, things like that. So I was being really cautious there. We'd never know how much that's going to be, so I budgeted about $45,000 for that. Interest, as you can see, the last couple of years we've received about $1 million or so. Interest rates have been going down, so we decreased that projection to about $560,000. And then the last 2 years, we had to give UAlbany cash, again, covering those CNSE expenses that they picked up. So
Mary Ellen, that's over with, correct?
that is over with, yes. So
Okay, thank
25,
you.
26, there isn't any funds that have to go to them.
Okay, great.
So the total cash that we add on to our budget is almost $8 million. So at the bottom, the total funds available to support campus operations is the total of that initial state support that I showed you on the first page, plus this cash. So that's $38.5 million. In addition to that, we have the incremental funds, but as I said, those are restricted to those specific activities, so they're not available for any broad expenditures.
Right.
So this $38.5 million, I'm going to take on to the next page. If you go to the next page, Diana, and show a little bit about where that goes. So of that $38 million, and this is just state expenditures, it does not cover residence halls or IFRs or summer session. We anticipate our salaries being about $29.5 million this year. Our utilities, just over $1 million. There are some assessments that we have to pay to SUNY System for things that they do for us, and that's 82.9. We did open up a proposal this year for strategic plan initiatives. We allow people across campus to submit a request for funding for anything that would help us promote our strategic plan and advance that. And so we put $500,000 there and awarded proposals using those funds. So that leaves a total available for temp service and OTPS across the campus of $7.4 million. At the bottom, you'll see each vice president area and a little history of the funds that they've had each year. What their request was for this year, which of course, we all request more than what we need, hoping to grow our areas. And then the last column is what was approved. So what was approved was almost $7.3 million, leaving us about $73,000 left for our budget. Is there any questions on the budget part of it at all?
No, but you did a great job explaining it. I appreciate that.
Okay. And one more slide.
Yes.
Right, I just wanted to say that faculty and staff reimbursement for $500,000, you were instrumental in getting us that money to establish new programs. So that was all due to you when you were back in the assembly.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
So the
Thank
very
you.
last slide, I thought I would give you a little bit of history on our employee FTE. So as you know, we were in the negative for several years, and we were gradually laying positions off, non-renewing people, not filling positions when people left. And over the last 3 years, we've started, rehiring some of those positions, things like conferencing. We didn't have somebody supporting that 100%. So obviously that reduced the revenue coming in. That's one of the positions we filled. So many areas like that. Workforce development's another one. Areas that we didn't have people to help us bring in those external revenues we filled, as well as other areas across campus where we were down in people. Faculty, we've increased from 103, and I should have said at the beginning, I subtracted out CNSE's numbers from this, so it is apples to apple comparison. We're not looking at their numbers at all. So faculty, we have gone from 103 up to 118 this year. So it's a 15 additional faculty in 4 years. So I just thought it would be an important thing to show you how much we have grown our employee base over the last few years.
Very good. This is a very good, I think we should do this every year, Mary Ellen, because I think the College Council really needs to see our budget, and we are advocates for the schools, so we can speak to, our legislators and, of course, everybody in Albany too. So I think this is a good understanding. So thank you. It was
And
very
always
well
tell
done.
them we need more money.
I appreciate it because you made it very well. It was very understandable. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. I don't have my agenda in front of me. So who's next?
Andrea.
I think I've got it, Roanne.
All right. Now it's you. Okay. Thanks, Andrea.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just a brief update. I just wanted to share with everyone that the SUNY Poly Foundation will once again participate in MV Gives. It's the Community Foundation's annual day of giving for the Mohawk Valley. Their initiative was expanded this year. It actually started this past Monday, and it goes through the end of the day tomorrow. So this campaign is a powerful way for all of us to come together as a community and support causes that matter the most to us. And we here at the SUNY Poly Foundation certainly hope that you'll consider supporting this year's endeavor. We have selected to support student success initiatives, and some of those initiatives could include the emergency fund that we've set up and consistently receive requests from students needing support. Certainly the food pantry, student scholarships, and other areas that support students when they need it the most. So we invite you to join us in making a gift, sharing our campaign with your network, and helping us to show the power of the SUNY Poly Pride. And I'm sure together that we'll hopefully reach our campaign goal, which is $10,000.
And can I add something to that? It's
Yes, please.
mvgive.org. It's very easy to donate, and you can donate $5. It doesn't have to be a major contribution, but I think it's well worth taking a look at. And if anyone can, again, it's mvgive.org, and
Yes,
it's
thank you
very
for that,
easy.
Ron.
Yep. Thanks, Andrea. Yeah. Okay. Very good.
And Joanne with the ACP conference.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm getting my stuff. Okay, so ACT is the Association of College Trustees. I have been a member for 3 years. I'm second vice president. It's a very important conference for not only our college council members, but it is for our staff liaison. So Wole, I'm going to have to ask you to decide who is our staff liaison for ACT and for, I know Diana is our college council liaison. Whether or not you want her to be the campus liaison to ACT, it's totally up to you. But the conference schedule is, it officially begins on Friday, October 17th at 4 p.m. with a roundtable discussion followed by a reception and dinner. The event concludes on Saturday, October 18th around 4:30. The program highlights are, they are a special student performance during the reception from a SUNY campus. Our Chancellor, John King, will be our keynote speaker on Friday, October 17th. And last year he was tremendous, gave us a great message. And then we go on to an overview of SUNY leadership development programs. We're going to have a panel on AI in higher education. And then we're going to hear from our legal affairs update from SUNY's general counsel will be there, and student success update. We're meeting again in Albany, Marriott Albany on Wolf Road. I believe you received this. If Diana didn't send it out, I'll have her send it out again, or have her send it out. I encourage anyone who could come for a night, overnight, whatever. We do need to be involved. And of course, with the Chancellor coming, we want to have a show of support from SUNY Poly. I am attending, and I have been part of the program development for the conference, and I think it's going to be a very interesting conference, and I think you'll all enjoy seeing other college trustees, other presidents show up. We have sometimes the provost show up. It's a very, very important conference, and we are going to start doing more legislative advocacy on behalf of our state-supported campuses, and that's who we represent, the ACT conference. So that's that, and I will send this out. It's the conference invitation and registration information will be sent out. Zuleika Rodriguez, as you all recall, she led us in our presidential search. She's a go-getter. She's now our liaison from the chancellor's office for the ACT conference. She does an excellent job in everything that she does. As we all know, she did a great job in helping us get our new president. So I can assure you that she does an equally great job with putting our conference together. I know that Bill Thixton has joined us, so I'd like to go back to the minutes. If anybody has any questions about the ACT conference, I'm sorry, I should have asked that. If anybody has any questions, please go ahead and ask. No? Okay. Bill is here. I think we now have a quorum. I'd like to go back to the minutes so we can resolve, so we have the minutes approved. So, has everyone read? Bill, did you have a chance to look at the minutes?
I did.
Okay.
They look fine.
Okay. So could I have a motion to accept the minutes and a second, please?
So moved.
Okay.
I'll second.
Thanks, Keith. All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thanks. Opposed? Okay. Thank you. So we got the minutes done. So we have that taken care of. Any other questions? Does anyone have any comments or questions on what we have heard from? I think our team really did a great job in explaining everything to us. I would like our college council meetings to be full of information, but I also want to see if we could have some interchange and discussion because I think it's important. And I think we should make sure that we get some of these invitations out earlier so people can, maybe Wayne and Diana, we can get invitations out to the college council a little earlier than, giving us 24-hour notice that something's happening. I think we need to make sure that everybody gets invitations so that we can, try to get onto campus. I really appreciate if that could happen. Okay. So,
Ryan, can I share two quick positive things?
You sure can.
So regarding partnerships, first, I want to thank our Dr. Montgomery. Dr. Montgomery has been a gem for my school district. He's come out and met with our administrative team as well as the students to help us identify how we can even do more things to make our students feel welcome. He took the time to do that a few times, and it's greatly appreciated. And I just think it shows the collaboration between SUNY Poly and the K-12 environment. So thank you to him. The second thing is, Wally spoke about workforce development. So Erica Schaaf, I know her professionally and personally. She reached out to me last week regarding our STEAM exploration program. Roanne, you're well versed in it. You've seen it.
Yes, I have.
So
more than once. It's great.
Thank you. She and John Reed are coming out to meet with our STEAM exploration team and faculty on the 29th with a goal of building that partnership with our school district and SUNY Poly. And then the long-term goal is to develop a model that I'll share with other superintendents to gain their interest into doing similar things. So aligning that with what Wally was speaking about, I just think it's a great thing and very important. So thank you.
Thank you, Keith. Saba, do you have any kind of a report to give? Saba Haji is our student representative. Saba,
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I just wanted to introduce myself. Hi, I'm Saba, and I don't know, am I supposed to contribute anything or receive anything? Because I only got the meeting invite, and I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. That's about it.
Yes, we didn't hear from you, or I didn't, so I wasn't sure. But yes, you have time to report to the College Council at every meeting that we have. So would you like to contribute anything today or be prepared for our next meeting?
No, like, I'm just curious, like, what am I supposed to prepare? Am I supposed to receive anything? Because this is my first introduction to the role beyond, like, SGU.
Okay. Mark, maybe we could have a conversation with her together and explain what it is that she will report. I'll be glad to get on a phone call or a Zoom with you, Saba, and Dr. Montgomery and I will talk to you about what you should be prepared to give us at the next meeting. Is that fair?
Thank you.
Is that fair for you?
Yes, thank you.
I'll make those arrangements.
Okay, thanks, Mark. Just just contact me. Okay, thank you, Nikki.
Yes, I just wanted to say I've been a college council member. I think it's about 13 years now, because I was expecting with my son who just turned 12 on Friday. So that's how I keep track. And it's been a long time, and it seems as though we were treading water for a long while and waiting for positions to get filled and to find the right leadership. And I just want to say that this meeting has been so refreshing to me, and it is very obvious that the school is firing on all cylinders. And even sitting here on Teams, I can feel your enthusiasm and your passion for the school and the students there. And it's just been a very long road, and it's just so refreshing to see the members on this call today and all the hard work that you're doing. So I just wanted to thank you and congratulate you. And it's just obvious how much hard work you are all putting in for the students there at the school. And it's just a great change that I'm so glad with Roanne and Wally there now that we are moving forward, and I can see it happening, and it's just awesome and so welcome and really refreshing. So just wanted to thank all of you for all your hard work.
You have that historic perspective, so thank you very much. I want to say the same thing. I think this has been a wonderful, it's a meeting filled with a lot of information, but a lot of great information and a lot of talk about students and student success. And I just think that we are really, we're really moving forward. And Wole, it's you and your whole executive team that are getting this done. So thank you, Nicole, for saying that. I appreciate it.
Roanne, I wanted to just say something in the same vein.
Okay, great.
Wanted to congratulate, of course, particularly Alicia, but really the whole team for the extraordinary enrollment numbers. You know, in a time period when colleges are losing students, when colleges are closing, to see really big increases like that speaks not just to the effort in enrollment, but really to the whole campus and the way that you have made it attractive to prospective students academically, in student life in every way. I think it's remarkable.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roanne. Thanks, everyone. And
So
it's all
we
about
have
team.
Ron Sarner. Do you have a report?
Yeah, a couple of things. I said I'm in for Adam because he's teaching right now.
I know you are.
But
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just adjusting the camera. But he wanted me to raise two issues with you.
Okay.
And the first, just give you a sense of what the faculty is working on. We'll forget the camera. You just listen to me. So one of the issues the faculty are working on, our academic personnel committee will be dealing with this year, is to look at the way, the process, and the requirements that we have for getting external peer reviews. So our faculty are up for tenure or promotion to the senior ranks. There is a requirement of review by external peers. And so the academic personnel committee is going to be looking at how we identify those people and what we ask of them and their qualifications and that sort of thing.
Okay.
Okay. The second issue that I'm going to chat about for a moment, it's a challenge. And I think you may hear more about this a year down the road, but at least when it comes up a year from now, you can say, somebody talked about it and you're not hitting it cold. And it's something that's going to, I think, be facing higher education generally. The federal regulations with respect to providing access for persons with disabilities is changing. Historically, the way we've handled it was when a student comes in with a disability, we make an appropriate accommodation for that student. Whatever the accommodation may be. If the person is visually impaired, we may provide larger copies of things, for example. If the person is hearing impaired, we might provide recordings and so on. The rules are changing on the federal level to require that things that are delivered electronically by default must be accessible and meet certain standards. And the requirement is that this be in place for fall of next year. And there are enforcement mechanisms to this policy in which the institution is held financially responsible for materials that are out that do not meet the requirements. And faculty are expected this year to be revising their materials. That sounds fine, but I want to try to illustrate what the challenge is. So I'll give you a couple of examples. Maybe I'm a fool, but for 10 years now, I have video captured all my classes, and I make those recordings available, and that's great. And the recordings have to be closed captioned. And that's fine because we have a product in place that does the closed captioning for us. The ambiguity is, do the captions have to be accurate? Am I required as the person who gave the lecture to review the closed captioning and to revise them where they're inaccurate? If that's the case for a 1 hour and 30-minute lecture, I'm probably going to spend 2 to 3 hours reviewing the captioning and making amendments to it. Point of that is, I'm not going to do it. It's just not time and cost effective. So if I'm required to do that, the upshot is the recordings will no longer be made and no longer be available at all. Materials that we use must be handicapped accessible. We often use third-party software in our classes, things that the industry is using. Industry may not be making products that are necessarily handicapped accessible because that's not their prime client. We may be in a situation in which we cannot use industry standard software because it does not meet the handicap requirements. That's going to be a major challenge. I'm not a person who teaches theater, but if I were, I might want to show a film or provide access to a film made 30, 40, or 50 years ago. It is not going to be handicapped accessible. That is another instance of a problem. If I were a historian, I might want my students to have access to visual copies of primary documents. They're not going to meet the handicapped accessibility requirements. Now, there are exceptions and ways of getting around it. Faculty need to know what they are and the amount of preparation to put courses and the institution in compliance. This is really quite a monumental task. And I'll just editorialize personally. I have for 50 years done whatever I needed to do to make my materials available to a student. But this is going to be a monumental sort of experience. It's one of the few examples I can think of where I really wish the feds would come along and suspend the rule. So that's just my editorial comment.
Okay.
But, I think you'll hear a lot about this nationally over the next year as it rolls out.
Thank you. Thanks for the heads up. Anyone else? It's going to be interesting. Okay. If there's no other comments or questions or concerns, I will ask for an adjournment. This was a great meeting. Thank you, Wole, and your team. I think it was filled with a lot of information, and I think it really gets to the heart of what the College Council needs to know and be prepared to work with you on. So thank you. Adjournment. Anybody want to adjourn? Thank you.
Motion.
Okay, thank you. Meeting's adjourned, and I thank each and every one of you for bringing to us the important information and such great news about enrollment and everything that you're doing. It's kudos to everybody, and I know it took a team. So thank you. Thanks a lot. Have a great weekend. Yep.